Welcome, everybody. And Karen and I are back. I think Marcy may be joining us shortly as well. And we're with a special guest. We will introduce her in a quick second, Mary Ann. But first thing, we have some comments we really should mention before moving ahead. And it's welcome to our discussion. We are simply an extension of the Facebook group, Type 1 Diabetics for 50 Years Plus. And all discussions are open and unedited. These are participants' personal experiences and expressed comments or opinions, and not to be taken as medical advice of any kind. Always check with your doctors before making any changes to any of your medications or therapies. All right, so yes, we're with my lovely wife Karen, and we're with the beautiful Mary Ann today. Now, Mary Ann is a moderator in our group. She joined us very early and has been an integral part as well. And a real outdoorsy one. We've been able to meet with Mary Ann, and it was neat. The things that she goes on, and she'll talk a little bit about that later on. Hopefully, we can get that out of her.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. Welcome, Mary Ann.
Thank you, Nell. Nice to see you and Karen again.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Marianne.
So Mary Ann is if I remember right, she's what, 57 years?
58 years now. I passed I passed that mark last Halloween. That's when I was diagnosed.
Okay. And I was thinking if we had Marcy here, between the three of you, you're well over 150 total years. Like it's absolutely incredible.
It's hard to believe. You wouldn't have thought that 58, 60 years ago.
Yeah, I'm in my 60th year now.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll celebrate. Well, this Christmas will be my 60th year.
Excellent.
And since joining the group, any surprises? I mean, is there anything that's kind of blown you away with the group? I know the numbers. I mean, we're above 1,900 now. But anything that's surprising, any neat stories coming out of it for you?
I'm really enjoying seeing the stories and how supportive people are of each other. That is one of the things that impresses me the most. There isn't much moderating that actually has to be done because everybody follows the rules as far as I can tell. And there's only been maybe some questionables, like even myself, we all say things we don't mean, but at the end of the day, everybody is happy, and I really like that. And so I hope the group continues. I'd like to say I hope to see it continue growing, but we are reaching so many parts of the world, and I'm learning so much more about T1Ds in other countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really is fascinating because everybody's got their own, quirks or specialties that are going on in their parts of the world, but you all have the same commonality, the same beginnings, and that makes it so special. There was a post earlier on this week, I guess, the fella from Israel, amazing picture with him surfing. Did both you guys see that? So it was posted in our group.
Yeah, I saw it.
I saw that too. I was amazed considering that I barely finished 2 games of bowling.
I should have asked him, when was that taken? And what an inspirational shot for our group.
Absolutely. There's so much more. There's so much we can do. There's nothing we can't do.
Yeah, it was really a neat shot. I see Marcy's trying to get on. Her microphone is still muted there, so she'll be joining us.
Yeah.
There was another post.
Oh, there she is.
Welcome, Marcy.
Hey, Marcy.
I'm so sorry. I thought I had another hour.
My apologies. I totally goofed up time zones.
Yeah, I know. And well, I should have asked, but I didn't ask. So I'll take the blame. How's that?
No,
Totally
my
silly.
fault. We just got a little bit of an introduction from Mary Ann, and you've had the opportunity to meet Mary Ann as well when you were in Toronto.
Yes. Yes, I think Mary Ann and I are somewhat similar in certain ways. And of course, we're all somewhat similar, but Mary Ann and I have a lot of things in common, I believe.
Yes, we do. More than just T1D.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always amazing because everyone has everything's different, you know, with everyone. And to me, that's just pretty darn amazing. So,
That was great meeting you when you were in town.
well, we certainly enjoyed meeting you. And of course, we were on our expedition that Larry and I had never really traveled before, and we ended up going all over the place. And I'd not ever traveled, and I know you're an avid traveler, so that always impresses me about you. I don't know that I could do it like that.
Karen loves to travel too, right, Karen?
Well, I like to travel, but we haven't done it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that might change. That might change this spring.
Although I
That'd be
say that,
wonderful.
I always say that, but then I kind of like coming home. I like to know where everything is.
You are going to have the most amazing time when you cruise. I hope you enjoy that. I wish I could go. It's just not the right planning for me at this time, at that time of year. I think we'll be driving down to New Orleans and Florida instead.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, we've never been on a cruise before. This is our first time, so we're stepping out of our comfort zone, that's for sure. And
Well,
Speaking of,
that's where stepping out of your comfort zone actually can feel good.
yeah.
You
yeah,
surprised me when I did.
yeah, yeah.
So help us step out of our comfort zone, Marianne. Earlier, I guess a couple of weeks ago, you posted uh, or the post about the virtual slipstream event coming up for Connected in Motion. I think people understand what Connected in Motion is. The virtual slipstream, that might be a whole other level. Help us understand that a little bit more and what it would mean to us.
Connected in Motion, I believe, it was started first in around 2012, and it was a group of people who came together and said, why can't we do those things? Why can't we get other people to do those things? And when they talk about those things, they're talking about being active, regardless of the age. And so they've used the word slipstream for every single one of their types of events. And they have adventure slipstreams, they have virtual slipstreams, they have hiking and slipstreams, canoeing slipstreams. And it sounds like um, when
Sounds
I
like you're
first
gonna
looked,
fall and get hurt.
well, you know what?
What's
That's a
with
big
the
concern.
name? What's with the name?
I
Slipstream.
looked it up and I think it's just like a whirlwind of coming together. It's
Oh,
because when I read the reviews of the people who attended these events, now I have my first slipstream or conference was during COVID, just after it might have been just after COVID started. So it was a great place for me to head for 2.5 days on my computer. And they had, because it was virtual, they had sessions that you had like a dozen to choose from that you could attend over the 2.5 days. The first night is usually an introduction of the moderators, and they then they go into just they may go into a game with you. They may put you into breakout rooms, and you get to meet other people more on a more personal level rather than everybody who attends. And then they have their campfire session, and it's just a talk. Like campfires are amazing, whether it's either on a virtual slipstream or a real slipstream, an adventure slipstream.
I'm going to have
That
some troubles here. I'm visualizing a campfire. I'm smelling
they call it
marshmallows.
they call it a campfire because it's a gathering of people in the same common place, and the that is part of their is the outdoors, but you can't always go outdoors, and they are not forgetting about the platinum type 1 diabetics, as they call them. We're platinum. We're over the age of 50, and we may not all be able to do what they do. I know I can't. I've declined on the 50, 60-kilometer hike along Lake Superior because I barely made my 2-hour hike. But I did what I could, and I was never, they slowed down for me. They accepted me for who I was. They appreciated the fact that I was there. This was on the camping weekend out at Bon Echo Provincial Park, where there was hiking and canoeing. So that was the second slipstream I attended. The third slipstream I attended in person was here in Ontario called Camp Kuchaching, and it was Friday night to Sunday noon hour. And you were placed in a cabin. Sometimes you didn't know who your cabin mates were. I got put into a cabin with they joined me because you just put your name down and then you go to your cabin, and there's usually six people to a cabin. They do it by couples, they do it by individuals, they do it by female, by male, or you could have a mixed one if that's what you preferred, wherever you were most comfortable. And the events on that day were not difficult events. Did I want to go rock climbing on their rock climber, which was the big plastic one? And no, I don't want to do that. I know I'll fall and hurt myself. But did I want to do a hike along the lake, which was a small walk? It wasn't a hike, it was a walk, identifying the flowers and the trees. Did I want to go into the polar bear swim? Well, my entire cabin did, but I said, I'll be your photographer. So it didn't matter. You participate as much as you want or as little as you want. And I'm going to say that my most favorite activity was the night where we played Win It to Minute or Minute to Win It.
Yeah.
That's a game. Apparently
Right.
it was a lot of fun, but I couldn't keep up with the youngsters, so I became a scorekeeper. So everybody's involved. So they have sessions where they will break off. A lot of sessions involve mental health. Doesn't matter what your age is. And I found that the young people really needed to hear what I had to say after being type 1 for 58 years and still being positive, because they didn't know you could still be positive after all of these years. So I benefited them, they benefited me. I felt young. And I'm going back again this fall because I enjoyed it that much.
Wonderful.
So
Oh,
that's the
wow.
actual event where you're in person and interacting face to face. The virtual event is going to be something different.
It
Yeah.
absolutely is going to be different. You get to come in your pajamas, just like you and I are talking here right now. You're in Zoom. So they send you everything that you need to know. You
Okay.
can register your events in advance. And then, because some of them have a limitation of how many people can attend, some of them I really enjoy the cooking classes because I know that the one of them, they actually were interactive. They sent everybody who was attending the menu or the ingredients list. And you could just stick your tablet or your laptop up on your counter and cook along with the leader of that group. They have mental health, they have physical health. And one of the things they're concentrating on is it's women's health over the age of 50. And I know that I didn't see if there was one for men's, but there's going to be more sessions in there. And so I can't say enough about it because you really feel connected to these people at the end of the day.
Is it something?
And they're all type 1s?
Sorry.
Sorry, they're all type 1s, Marianne?
Every single person.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And some of them have been, for example, one of the room moderators is type 1. She's 72 years old. She was up at Camp Kuchaching with me, diagnosed only 2 years ago.
Wow.
So her son was diagnosed 30 years previously. So that doesn't mean that we're not going to see more and more type ones who are older. And
Yeah.
there's quite a community out there, and you're going to feel like I felt like I was part of the Platinum Slipstream. Some younger people joined saying, I want to know what to expect. I want to know if I can get there. And they all walk away saying the same thing. We got so much out of it.
This one is kind of, it almost seems it's geared the Platinum Slipstream event per se.
Yep.
It seems that it's geared to our group more so than others.
Absolutely, it is.
Which is
Absolutely.
cool. So when somebody registers, they could sign in for certain sessions, then they can leave and go shopping and have to shovel snow or whatever they have to do. And then they can come back and just rejoin
Well,
at any time, or do they have to stay there?
No, they do not have to sit there the whole time. I like to join in every session. Some of them, if it's, I may just turn the noise on in the background. I don't have to, I can turn the camera off so they don't know you're not doing the exact same stretch that they're asking you to do. Because one of the big things too was stretching. Big thing for anybody over the age of 50. But there's usually two sessions in the morning and two sessions in the afternoon, and those will be the main sessions. And then there are more large group gatherings in the evening, both the Friday and the Saturday.
I
And
noticed,
is this,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Marcy.
I noticed in the information that Marianne put on our 50+ group that it said $25. Is that just the registration fee, or do you have to pay for individual events or whatever, or is the $25 all encompassing?
If you register before the end of January, and that's an important date in there, is before the end of January, it's 50% off, and that's $25 Canadian, so probably around $18 for you, Marcy.
Okay.
And that is for every single session that you attend. There's no additional cost.
Wonderful.
If you don't attend, like if you do register and don't attend, are they going to be recorded so you can see them afterwards if you're registered?
Yes, the last two Slipstreams I attended virtually, they were available afterwards for viewing. Because you may have an interest in another session, but because you couldn't be fit into it, or the dog got run over, I don't know, things happen, life happens, then yes, you can go back and view them. I'm just not sure of how long you have to do it.
Very cool.
And they send you all the information and the package you require prior to the time. Would it be sent to you in an email because it's a virtual event?
Exactly. They'll send you the link to the Zoom, just as you've done in creating this Zoom session. It's done the exact same way.
Okay.
And then they'll send you within that, they'll send you links to your different sessions. And like I say, there's breaks in between the sessions. So it's an email you want to have available to you so that you can click on your morning sessions or your afternoon sessions as the time comes along.
Right. Okay. Okay. And when is this next one?
It's in March.
March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't got it right in front of me, but
I have it. Yeah, I think it's March 15th, 16th. I have it. So I have it in my calendar, so I don't forget.
What's really fascinating about this one is it's virtual, so it's global. It's for everybody in our group.
Absolutely.
And I understand, the actual events are in certain areas, whether it be United States and Canada right now. But this one is virtual, so everybody can attend it. The last one was starting to slant a little bit more towards the Platinum group. There were events that the Platinum group would, like us, would start to relate with a little bit more. Because I think at first, when I first heard about Slipstream, it was all pole climbing and rock climbing, and that's not for us. And
You think it's not for you. You don't
yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah. But the last
However,
one was, yeah, it was toned down, maybe more so to our group.
this slipstream is absolutely, we are the target audience for this slipstream. And before I forget, it is on March 15th and 16th. So they have all of these events. They have them all. You can register for them, but they are not necessary for you to attend, because like I instead of doing rock climbing, I did rock painting. That was an option. Geocaching was an option. Going for a walk was an option. Cooking was an option. You can attend sessions. They usually have, quite often have sponsors there, like Dexcom or Medtronic will be on site for you to speak with, or they'll run a session.
I never went to a camp, and so I kind of have always felt that I missed out. And so I looked into these slipstream, one was in Colorado. That would have been the closest one to me, but I didn't make it last year. But I've been seriously considering it. Now, the virtual ones, I'm glad you're explaining kind of how it goes, because I wasn't positive, but I think that it would be very interesting for me. And I may consider, because I might try the rock climbing as long as they got me harnessed in, but anyway, I probably won't do the skydiving though. If they have that, I've already done that, but I don't know that I want to do it again.
Well, they obviously have some that are really difficult, and they are geared towards the younger people. But we have many people, like take a look at our younger type ones in this group. There's in their 50s, and a lot of them are avid hikers. Or I take a look at my friend in Israel. He's still.
Perfect.
If that was a recent photo,
Yeah.
then for sure he'd be wanting to do something more challenging than,
totally.
rock painting.
I don't know that I could get on the surfboard, Marianne,
I hear you on that.
Yeah, this event, this one coming up in March, the virtual one, really sounds exciting. And I hope a number of our members take a look at it. You know what? As you mentioned, you can go in your pajamas. So you're at home, the comfort of your own home. And even if you can't attend at that time, you'll still be able to have it recorded and look at it another time. You've experienced them in the past. Marianne, what is one of your favorite sessions that may happen in this virtual event?
Oh, there were so many in the virtual ones. I really like the discussions on how to read your pump data. So they had an expert from California was the speaker for that one. And I had suggested after the meeting that we be allowed to print our pump data ahead of time, because you're reading the more complex data. You may or may not want to read it, but what he was saying was really dummied down for anyone to understand. If this is happening, this is what here's your setting that you could consider looking at with your team on changing. And so he did, like, that was my favorite.
Okay. Speaking of, we never did catch this at the very beginning. You were on a pump, because about 30% of our group aren't on a pump, right? They are very successful in doing MDI, and hats off to them. They're doing amazing, and it's great for them. But you were on a pump, which is
The Medtronic 780 with the G3 sensor. Marcy, I'm still envious.
I know. Hopefully you'll get one soon. I mean, come on, guys, right? Because you got the pump before we got the pump here.
I know.
was on the 770 when you were on the 780, and so now I'm on the 780. And that G4 transmitter it's a game changer. It is.
We're waiting.
Awesome.
yeah.
We're waiting. We're patient.
I know.
Well, that is one. The one other session that they'll have too is usually done towards the end, and they give us updates on what's coming up with tech.
Mhm.
what you have to look forward to.
That would be very interesting.
Mhm.
I'm throwing this out, but is there, I would imagine there's still an acknowledgement for a bunch of people that are still not on pump. And they still love the MDI and they're good with that. There's still being an acknowledgement. They wouldn't be made to be felt any lesser, in other words, because they're not on a pump in this type of a
No.
thing.
Nope, that how you choose to manage your type 1 diabetes is between you and your team. And it really is not our business or anyone else's business how they choose to manage it. I mean, one of my best friends in life is type 1 and she still prefers MDI. She's tried the pump, it wasn't for her, and she thrives on it.
Yeah, well said. Mhm.
Well, and they probably wouldn't have to choose any pump sessions. I mean, because it would be labeled if it's particularly a pump session, right, for the virtual uh, meeting.
Yes, that is correct. So the tech session just gives you updates on, I guess you might find it more interesting if you were on a pump, but not necessarily so, because there may be tech coming that we don't even know about yet.
Right, right. I'm really interested in that tech that's coming that we don't know about yet.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, we face that challenge and look at us today, but others prefer not to do it and they do it for their own reasons, and I respect that.
Well, I didn't do it until 2008. So I didn't go to the pump until 2008. And it was because I didn't think that I could count carbs accurately. Well, I know now that no, I can't count carbs accurately. I do the best I can. What can I say?
Well, yes,
Marcy, I didn't go to the pump till January 2023, so
I know.
All right,
there's our
guys, so
newbie.
we got a couple minutes to wrap this up. Mary Ann, this has been really helpful, just helping us and understand what Slipstream's about, what this event coming up is about, the virtual Slipstream. So that's kind of neat, and I think it's something that many of our members will take a look at. So, the price break is until the end of the month, which is the 31st. It's $25 Canadian, which is yeah, 17, 18 American, and then take it from there in other currencies.
Now, just as to let you know that right as soon as you register, there will be a donation box, but donations are not mandatory, but they are appreciated because they do run on donations, the entire group of Connected in Motion grants and support from the manufacturers. So the first time I attended this Slipstream, I said, nope, I want to see what this is all about. And it was like when I finished the Slipstream, I said, these people need to keep going. They absolutely do.
yeah,
That's great
absolutely.
information.
Ladies, anything else to add?
Well, you've piqued my interest, Mary Ann. I was certainly deterred by the name Slipstream. I thought my balance is off as it is, and I thought I don't need to be slipping and sliding anywhere. So I'm definitely more intrigued now. So
You didn't want to go there.
yeah, so
Well, I
I'm going
hope
to.
you
I
come.
will definitely give it give it another look.
Excellent. Yes, I hope to see you and Marcy and Dell there.
I plan on signing up for it. That was mainly my question was financial about the $25 or $18, whatever it is, the $25 Canadian. But you know, I plan on signing up for it. So I think
Awesome.
See
I
you
think it'd be
there.
a great thing.
All right,
Yeah,
we've gotta go. Great to see everybody again, and then we will be in with you, I guess, in another few weeks. All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye
You
for now.
all
too.
right.
All right,
Thanks.
bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.